Hey, first and foremost, shout outs to Autobot Rung, who hooked me up with a second set of gauntlets, and Helpful Pip, who actually introduced the foot gimmick to me. So it was really, really interesting. So Pip had emailed me and was showing some builds that he had done with Blitzwing, and one of the builds basically was using this as the legs. The way he had it was they were extended and they were not turned around this way. And we were talking, and I was like, hey, you know what? I was like, why don't you twist the leg so that the ankle pivot can become the knee? And he was like, whoa, that's really cool. And I was like, hey, collapse the legs. And he was like, hey, I like the legs extended in my version. I was like, oh, cool. So I was like, let me do that at home then. So I collapsed them and I did the knee bend and I was like, this looks really good. And I wanted to mock it up. So what I did is I just used one over here and one over here just so that I could see it like that. And I was like, yo, that is tight. That is tight. And so the original version, he just had the red bits, just the hands and feet. But I wanted to do a little bit more. I felt like he was begging for it. By the way, this is so cool. We have the second set of blasters over here. We have the turret accentuator and the sheathing of the sword or weapon storage. Jeez, oh my gosh. But he looks good. He looks really, really good, and I like the extra. I actually like the extra that we do with him. I love the little angel wings going on, and yeah, he's a little finicky to build with. So I'm not really going to go too deep into it. I'm not going to really take him apart, but I will tell you that so these are mirrored parts. And what I mean by mirrored, they are not identical. And they're mirrored because they fit specifically on each foot. Like this one will not fit over here and this one will not fit over here. The tab and the plug that they have in place is designed for each respective foot. So you got to make sure you plug the right one in. Yeah, because I'd always been wondering about that, and this is the tab that I'm referring to over here. In terms of how these are plugged into the gauntlets, I do believe that they're covered in the instructions, but even then, it's not a great fit. What you have to do is you got to tilt the fist about 90 degrees, and you're plugging there's a peg in the inside of this forearm. You're plugging it into the underside of his fist, so the thumb is basically on the inside. The bottom of the fist is on the outside, and that's plugging in on top. The connection is really shallow, and that's why I don't want to take it out. And also, this is clear plastic, and it's rather thin, so I am a little bit worried about it, but that's okay. This fits in quite well. This fits in quite well over here as well. This one, the fit is a little bit shallow. I wish it was a little bit better, but that's fine. That's fine. So again, in order to make this is you take one Astro Train, my bad. You take one Blitzwing, you collapse the legs, you attach these on the bottom, one set of gauntlets. And if you happen to have a second set, yeah, then this is what I did. I affixed them up top. I added one of the Brunt arms collapsed into the wrist sockets. One of the Brunt thighs plugged into the side of the forearms, cascaded down with two weapons plugged into the top of the thighs. And over here, this is the super cannon and the back of Brunt plugged into the other forearm. And in the back, this is just the body of Brunt made to look like a second turret with the little sword hanging down over here. And that is it, me friendos. And so, yeah, more on this guy or other similar builds related to him in the future. But for now, I'm going to bounce. Everyone have a lovely day, okay? Bye.